As many of you know, I almost never say this, but I believe something big, potentially mega big, is about to happen. With a giggly big, potentially massive short squeeze very likely to be underway considering all the shorts that have been built up, and Tom Lee himself saying that Strategy will become the largest company in the stock market, which has absolutely insanely big implications for this market, and the likelihood of the Fed cutting rates at the next meeting increasing to nearly guaranteed. Let's just say $1 million per Bitcoin is literally just the beginning. And altcoins are likely to be joining in on the fun extremely soon here. With Bitcoin currently still sitting between the 50 and 21-day moving averages, right from 112,000 at the low to about 117,000 at the high, this range is likely going to leave people shaking, quivering, and squealing. But the bigger question is, will Bitcoin continue to follow the money supply? And if it does, how high can we go? Let's just say higher than a balloon that's going really high up into the sky. That's pretty big. So as we just mentioned, over $500 million in Bitcoin shorts are ready to be completely liquidated around 120,000 US dollars, likely sending Bitcoin to a much higher level. But there is a lot of built up positions at about 115,000 and 111,000. 115 being right about here, 111 being right here. So likely, we will see a swing in both directions. Potentially, my opinion, will swing down to liquidate some of these positions and then swing up to liquidate a lot of these positions. And the biggest thing about Tom Lee talking about strategy, and in my opinion, the biggest reason that this is big is that strategy is already an example. The biggest by far and the first company to really take on the strategy of just acquiring Bitcoin, putting it on its balance sheet. If Strategy becomes the largest company in the stock market, just like Bitcoin has become, or the Bitcoin spot ETF, specifically BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF, has become the biggest, most successful, fastest growing spot ETF in history, or ETF in general history. And let's say Strategy also becomes the largest company in the stock market, even if for a blimp or a small moment in time during this bull market, even if it's only temporary, or maybe it won't be temporary, that's going to be extremely big for the way people view these treasury companies, exactly what Strategy is doing. And more of them are going to copy, and then more of them naturally are going to buy Bitcoin, and that will do what? Very likely just push the price higher and higher and higher. And if the Fed truly does cut rates in September, then we're in for a very bullish final quarter of 2025. Odds are now at about 94% that we will see rate cuts in September. Currently, however, Bitcoin is sitting slightly below or right around this weekly 10 SMA, which is right around 113. At this very moment, actually, we are slightly above it. And according to Zin on X, we've seen the breakout. We're currently doing the retest. The next step for Bitcoin is then for a liftoff. And if we're following the money supply, that's exactly where we should be expecting it to go, just like it's been doing for the past couple of months, honestly. We also see Bitcoin, or ETH, has a bullish megaphone pattern with a target of about $10,000 per ETH. Right now, the goal is to just break above 4,000, and ETH is going to go bananas. And that's important because altcoins will then follow as a whole. The entire crypto market is also about to explode in general, with the altcoins getting closer and closer to having a break above their all-time highs. And as well, watching ETH paired with Bitcoin is a very important chart to watch. As you can see, we're currently consolidating beneath resistance. Alts, this is kind of what you want to look for if you want to see alts really start moving. You want to see ETH start moving, especially against Bitcoin. How is it looking? If we look at Bitcoin dominance, is still sitting right on the edge there. As of this is a 2-week red candle, but it is a red candle, meaning we just have to go a little bit lower, even like 1 or 2% lower. And this is the beginning of a fall out of this 3-year trend of Bitcoin dominance being up only, basically. We've only come down to this second, like a little deviation from this trend once back in December and November, and it was a fake out. We're right here again, meaning all it takes is the tiniest little move, and we could see a big breakdown in dominance, similar to the alt seasons of crypto past. That would be extremely big. And speaking of ETH, a lot of ETH traders are actually short right now. A lot of ETH short positions are open. My opinion, usually the opposite of what the majority is doing happens. Meaning, if a lot of people are short, it'll probably pump. We see a bullish megaphone pattern on Bitcoin that also looks really good, just like we see on ETH as well. And as Gel says as well, basically after a breakout and a retest, what happens next? It's likely we could see a big move up. We're also seeing Bitcoin whales and retail both buying the dip over the past 15 days. And it's likely we're about to see major gains. And we did actually get news that the SEC declares crypto liquid staking activities are not considered securities, just more good news in general for this market. But really the big chalupa is watching. If you're looking at altcoins, it's this chart right here, just another couple of percent move to the upside. And we will break the all-time highs that were set back in the very last quarter of 2021. Basically exactly 4 years ago, we might be beginning this same rally or a same breakout where, as you can see, when it really happens, when alts really start breaking out, this is when they broke previous all-time highs here, it started going pretty crazy. We have not seen alts do anything similar yet, meaning alts are still waiting for their big move. And I think it's coming. Dominance is probably the biggest single chart to watch in order to see if that's going to happen. But Bitcoin specifically as well on the daily chart, just sitting again right above 112 where it just bounced, but also below 117. We're right in the middle of that at this very second. But as we pointed out, there's a lot of short positions right here and a lot of long positions right about here. So a drastic wick to maybe liquidate some of those longs and then straight up to maybe liquidate some of those shorts. Those are usually the type of moves we see. It's usually not one direction only. It's usually a nice swing back and forth, but ultimately I think the trend's going to be up. As well, on the weekly though, we still could see, even if we saw like a crazy wick pullback down to about even 102 or even the big round number of 100K, that would be the best entry I think we'll have left of this bull market if that does happen. I don't know if it will. I have no idea, especially considering the money supply has just been blowing up and Bitcoin actually still has to catch up. In fact, it should be about $140 or so thousand right now if it would catch up to the M2, which so far it's been mirroring with about an 11-week lag. Stocks are looking good. The S&P is up today. The NASDAQ is up today. The Dow Jones is up today. Green weekly candle, green daily candle. US dollar continuing to fall. In general, things look pretty bullish, but the thing is they could always get even more bullish. But get signed up with Femex below if you want to buy Bitcoin altcoins or trade, or with BYBIT or BITUNIX. And without any further ado, bye-bye.